really difficult. So, and then there are the different there are different groups of participants that just kind of do different jobs around the farm, and they rotate. And each group has a different way of experimenting with growing rice. So one grows rice actually without weeding at all. One grows rice with like a special kind of bacteria to try to eat the weeds. One grows rice with little fish that go around and eat all the weeds and the little bugs. And then one grows with the baby ducks. And they go around, because the rice paddy is wet, of course, as you could see. And they go around, and the same with the fish too. Their feet or their fins make the water kind of cleaner, and they eat and moves it around, and they eat all of the bugs and the weeds that come up.
And they don't eat the rice.
And they don't eat the rice. Yeah. And then we grow up. The fish actually, they haven't found a good way. Usually the fish kind of pass on back to the earth after they drain the rice field. But the ducks we actually raise and then use for meat. But of course there aren't very many, not as many as the chickens, so we eat them for special occasions like Christmas. Yeah.
Cool. I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
What was your favorite part of ARI? Like your favorite part of like your day, like day-to-day routine?
My favorite part of the day? Was morning gathering, for sure. I mean, and also I forgot to mention, at 6:30 every morning is when we would wake up and have our first meeting. And I wish I had a picture of it. Everybody stands out in this big field outside of the open space that we would play soccer and volleyball outside of the women's dorm. And we would do these morning exercise, which is kind of it's like 5 minutes Japanese custom that some even businesses do and schools do in the morning. And it's on the radio. So they're called radio exercises.
That's awesome.
All these stretching exercises, and then somebody would pray, and that's how we would start each day at 6:30, and then go to do our farm work. So I loved that. No. Yeah. I some days I didn't love it, and honestly, I would like roll out of bed at 6:27 and come out like halfway through morning exercises a lot of the days. But it was a really cool way to like see each other before going off to our farm work. But then, of course, like morning gathering was just really powerful. People would, like I said, tell their different stories or give a message or do something that was from their faith tradition. And it was a really beautiful way to give each person like a glimpse into deeper into their personality. Because we were all living together, but often we would just talk about stuff around the farm. It was hard. I think a lot of people were leaving kids at home and the community that they'd never left before, and so we really kept a lot of conversation kind of surface level, and that's something actually I've appreciated about living here is I feel like I've learned better about how to go deeper in relationships, because when I was there it was this really basic level of English and really basic level of conversation. Sometimes we would go a little bit deeper, but that would be in really special situations. Like we shared life together and we got to know each other well, but not necessarily with some of the what's going on with our families, or people. There was one woman from 2012 that lost relatives because of conflict in the DR Congo, and then other people would lose relatives or be missing their kids, and so we just really kept conversation light. Because it's a wonderful place, but it's really hard. So being able to have that morning gathering time to like get a glimpse a little bit deeper into people's lives and their faith traditions, and I'm sorry, I'm not looking at you. That's the question. And kind of who they are was just really wonderful. And then I loved that like everybody, like I said, the director, assistant director, no matter how busy their day was, they would at least try to come to morning gathering for a little while. And then everybody else, it was like part of their workday. And I've never worked at a place like that before, where it was like so important. And same with like the morning chores and everything like that. Like everybody did it. And there was a really big emphasis on the importance of that labor and all chipping in together to do even the most quote unquote menial tasks. But then also to dig deeper into people's like personalities too. Like kind of understanding this balance of what work really means and living in community. So. Yeah.
I have other questions, but I'm going to wait.
I have a question.
Yeah.
What was your role called when you worked there?
So I worked in admissions and recruitment, and technically I was called like a volunteer staff. So there are kind of 3 different groups of people. There's staff, volunteer staff, and then participants, which are like the students. But they don't call them students because everybody shares best practices and things like that and are all kind of studying together, and they're adults, so they just call them participants. So yeah, I was a volunteer staff for admissions and recruitment. Yeah. But most of the people there as volunteers either came on their own or were from a different like sending agency. So like I was from the United Methodist Church, and other people were from like the Episcopal Church or the Church of the Brethren or something like that. Yeah. Okay. Imagine you have been traveling now for 24 hours.
And you just went cray cray.
And you enter, this is my family. Yeah, they all came through the airport.
That's awesome.
Yeah. But actually, this is a little bit out of order because before I could actually experience this,
Cray cray.
I skipped it. We had our midterms. So this is the amount of missionaries that have continued.
Wow.
And you can see Beth and Michelle in there. Yeah, so this was our midterms. This is kind of a gathering. I was going to put something in from our end terms, but I couldn't find anything. So you don't get to see it. This is the last picture of this group of people. Yeah, so that was a lot of adjustment, especially with time and then with culture. Right after I got back from Japan, we all got together and had our midterms. And it was great because, like, Michelle's favorite part was, like, in the middle of the night, you could come out and see the different people, like, as the time zones moved along. So, like, of course, I was first, waking up at, like, 2 in the morning and coming out to the common area, which is down here, and then, like, you know, maybe Beth would come out, and then Michelle.
That was like 4 a.m. Africa's up.
Yeah, so that was really great to, instead of going, like, honestly directly back to, like, this, which was awesome, but that would have really overwhelmed me, I think, a lot. And so having, like, a group of people that didn't have the exact same experience as me, but were also kind of mourning where they had the family and friends that they had made in their overseas, or pain that they had felt over there, coming back and, like, mourning together and adjusting together. Yeah.
Can you go back to the other side?
My family.
Can you tell us who those people are?
Okay. So my daddy and my mom, probably many of you met.
Yes, but the rest of them.
My grandparents are the ones that are the oldest.
Wow.
My sister is next to me, and then her kids, Sophie, Logan, and Lucas. Yeah.
Oh, so not alone.
So, yes, thank you. And then I came to Wisconsin.
That's a really nice map.
And I will show you. So this area right here is called the what? I'm not familiar. What is that area in the middle?
Kanto.
Kanto area.
5 prefecture.
So five prefectures. So Tochigi was where I lived at prefecture. Actually, 5 prefectures can fit inside of Wisconsin.
That's awesome.
So that's that map. So
Well
like
done.
Tokyo prefecture is there.
Tochigi.
Yeah, so 5. And coming closer, you can see my community. And
Is Rome seriously on the map?
of course. So this is our welcome party, which was great. And these ladies are awesome.
Really
And
still like those photos.
this is my home for the last some months. So now you are excited. Yes. Oops. No. Shh.
Whoa!
Skip it. Next.
Okay. Let me try to bring
Pictures
this
It's
up.
or
so angry.
Pictures or it didn't happen.
It's so angry.
I think you should try exiting out of the internet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You see what's happening?
Angry computer.
Guys.
It's in the computer.
Just open up a new tab. No, you go up, and then open up a new tab over just a little bit to the right.
I closed the whole thing.
New tab.
She said close her.
Close the whole
Close
thing.
the whole
Well,
thing.
if you close the whole, I mean, I guess.
Is that gonna be hard to bring it back
No,
up?
just do it.
Okay, where do you
I think you just needed to do a new tab. It was fine. Because you can open up a new tab and then just.
Kill it. Fire. Power of Christ
Yeah,
compels
that's
you.
what I said.
I would probably do this just in case because I don't want to.
That's what I wanted you to do.
Okay, wait.
You put it in too?
It's so good.
It's gonna undo everything.
Undo everything.
Yay!
Oh.
See,
He's
no
so
longer
ahead on
angry.
Okay, are you ready?
training already.
It's three. It's just.
No, you're
Allow. Just say allow.
It's so good.
You can let me.
It's never gonna taste like this.
You may have a third.
It's still actually warm.
It's my birthday. I
No,
want you to eat it.
It makes me to eat it.
I really want to take some house and drink it.
Next time somebody asks me permission to eat
So you're gonna have pictures. I don't know what that is.
Kelly's trying to tell you to get your tired cups.
Puppy!
She was cute once.
She was cute.
Michelle, very smidgen amount of time.
The first round of chickens over here. Yeah, I didn't know you had a teacher to trick. That was my first time to do that.
I thought I was being punked.
Here's Jason.
Yay!
That was so much fun.
More chickens game. Our first group of visitors and my first postcard. And then Michelle and I left
Oscar Bell.
and America. My first house.
That's
Yay!
what it looked like.
And my first
Oh, the tick removal. You're welcome for the close-up. My photography skills at work.
and building chicken arts are one of our first community work days. And Bella's love it bigger.
Getting there.
We're gonna see Bella grow.
My parents came. And we put them to work.
That's a thing.
Our first time to the bowling alley. That's my Andrea! My favorite bowling ball.
Turbo boy. Whoa. Another word.
Yeah, and I love that. You're now entering your mission field, leaving the church. This is our opening day. Our first opening day.
Yay! Yay! First day. Aw, Jacob.
Everybody looks so young.
Yeah. And then we went to Texas again. You, Jesus.
That's my church.
Okay, beware, this is chicken harvesting. Hey, we did full circle. We did a lot of chicken harvest and Pentecost.
Pentecost. The fire.
I got fire.
Fire.
Our first Roman fellowship.
That wasn't your first year there.
It wasn't. Strawberry cookie.
That was fun.
This is Dan and then Roy. That was Dan's last day. And more America. And Kazu came. And more chicken harvesting like the next day. Yeah.
That's amazing.
And then Shmoo came.
Where'd the music go?
It's coming back. I hope. And then we drove to Colorado.
Yay! Mountain Triumph.
Maybe the music's not. And then Cross Point Trek came like that Friday, and Bella's even bigger. That was a huge group.
Oh my
Whoa,
gosh,
it is huge.
Yeah, and then we went shopping for camp.
That was the best time ever with Kazu.
Oh my.
And we got more
That
chicken.
is-
Tyler, we filled up 2 vehicles.
And then the junk parade happened.
John Parade.
Junk parade.
Now you have to look forward to it.
And then Tyler and Sarah came, and we went on a protest.
Yay.
I love that you say Tyler and Sarah came and we went on a protest.
And then we harvested corn.
Yum.
Oh man, Jesus Rider.
And Roy found a
Roy.
steak, one of his
Oh,
last
that's
days.
right.
And then we had a potato harvest, and
That's
Michelle was
I
alive.
was.
You look semi-alive there.
I looked functional. I had a potato.
And then we went on an apple harvest.
Uh-huh.
Yay.
Some people went on an apple harvest. Some people just cheated, like those two.
And broken meat.
Oh, broken.
And then Harvest Thanksgiving Festival.
Yay.
Yay.
Games.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh, that time was crazy.
You live
Yeah.
That was more than crazy.
Gosh, that was so awesome.
Brian. That was fun.
Smoosh.
I love that you guys came up with the names at like midnight.
I was
Enough
watching
time
it.
to come up with names.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Music didn't repeat. Imagine music playing now.
I'm gonna be optimist about this.
And we harvested carrots. And broken beak again. And we had Halloween. And harvested some more chickens.
Broken beak?
With the children.
No, not yet. This was, yeah. And then Roy left. And then I went to an food day. This was
Blurry.
picture of that. Sorry.
Kelly, did you take that
And
photo?
more
Oh
Halloween.
my god.
That's scary.
Zombies. He was so good.
And then we had our last growing together.
Look, I'm winning.
Oh my gosh, that potato was scary.
That potato is awesome.
And then we had our worship retreat.
Yay, worship.
Face does not look happy.
No.
And then we harvested turkeys.
Whoa.
Oh man, the bottom of the barn got so smelly.
And it snowed a lot.
Oh my gosh.
Oh.
And the cats got ready for the holidays.
Glamour shots.
Oh, for the
And we got an office. And the layers maybe started laying eggs almost.
Ew.
And we had a Christmas celebration.
That was a raw
Oh
chicken.
yeah, we missed them.
No,
I stole a hat.
No, we
You
didn't.
guys were here for this.
We were at that party.
Yeah, of course we were.
Fever.
Pizza party.
It's always the goal.
Yep. And I went to Japan and came back. And we're a Chinese New Year. And then Memorial Day.
I love that we went from Chinese New Year to Memorial Day.
Yep.
We skipped some months.
Whoa.
More snow.
And ate super s'mores. And then we had
Aw.
we made communion bread and had our Lord's time at our Lord's church with the middle school youth group.
That's
And we planted a garden. The Garden of Epicness.
That's awesome.
And then I went to Colorado and spoke on a panel. And then I went to North Carolina with some other people. And then we went camping.
Yay.
And Bella got really big.
I'm probably about to trip over that grate.
Probably.
So thank you very much.
Yay! Civic community.
Yeah, America's pretty cool.
Can we see the pigs now that the picture's back?
Good question. Was I supposed to go to the left?
Go to the left. There you go. There you go. No, push cancel. No.
But I have
that
these-
is my life. What?
No,
I want to see
video.
piggies.
It's always interesting to see what they suggest as related videos.
Right?
The way of the tea.
Judgment Day.
Yeah, I really like when they like suggest things. They're like, this fits what you just watched.
Those are obviously just like Kelly's video.
Obviously.
The way of the tea.
And then
And Judgment Day.
Hmm.
Turkeys, turkeys.
piggies, piggies.
All
You
the
might be first.
animals.
There you go. Do you see that foam?
That is terrifying. That's
Yeah.
just the chickens.
Because you obviously, by the size of them, never fed them.
Oh, right? Twice a day, man. With shovels.
That was about to come out of your thing. Where'd you dump it?
There's a trough. What they're standing on is actually the trough. So just we dumped it on their heads.
We're just gonna hold them like babies.
So there you go.
Wow.
What do you feed them?
So we would feed them the food, like food scraps from like our compost or whatever, not compost, but food scraps. And then we would also make, so there's, when you make tofu, there's left like a byproduct of tofu called okara, or okara. And then, so we would put that together and ferment it with some other things like rice bran. But then also, so we got that from the tofu plant. And then we would also get leftover food from the school lunch program. So we would get bread and noodles from them. And so every day and evening, well not every day, like twice a week, in the evening, the people that were, we would rotate who did what job, like every couple months. And so we would be opening packages of like the leftover food from the kids. So like bags we would open and then put the bread and then have to get inside of, there's like these huge buckets. You saw us like rolling during the Olympics. Those are the food buckets. We would have to get in and stamp it down, like walk around and stamp it in there. And then get back out. Of course we would put plastic down first. And we weren't wearing regular shoes. We had to wear slippers. Like everywhere inside you had to wear other kinds of shoes. And so you'd have to take the shoes off and then get inside and stamp it down. And then put more.
More, always more of pigs.
Yeah, so they would eat that. And it was
Right now.
interesting. And then we would mix it together with like different, what else was it? I don't even remember. But before we fed them, we had to put a scoop of this and a scoop of this. Do you remember wheat? We fed them some cooked wheat.
Oh,
Bella. Bella.
get back in.
Come.
She's like the velociraptor.
So, yeah.
She learned how to open the door.
But the fermented,
There you go.
the fermented bread and okara was really interesting smell. But it would get so warm because we would ferment food for the chickens too, but they got like fish parts from the grocery store.
Bella.
And so that would ferment with some other ingredients too, and it would become so warm that the farm cats would sleep in it. Or on top of it because it was fermenting and it was really warm like comfort.
That wasn't my plan, but good job. No, sit. Sit. Not on Kelly. Oh.
So that brings us, now that you can see that one.
And Bella's big.
Yeah, Bella's really big. I know.
Whoa.
Can you have Bella?
No, Bella just
Yeah.
Is this four?
put all of her nails and pressure into my ankle. That hurt. What in the world are some of these suggestions up here? Jeez.
What should you eat? Oh, the plastic from
Mm.
Turkeys?
Yep.
Hey, hey,
Oh,
hey.
yay.
Ow.
This is a bonus.
Yep. Another bonus, if you please.
Jay, there's gonna be turkeys on the screen.
Maybe.
It's loading.
Regularly.
That was it.
Play it one more
That's
time.
it.
Play.
No.
I didn't get to see it.
I cannot.
Right,
I thought you
right
had
there,
the
right there.
tag game.
No, I don't have that one.
I was trying to turn it up.
Well, I talk at the end and
Now is
it's
an easy
really
way
loud.
to check exactly how
Mm.
fast your internet is. Go to
This is not yours,
charterspectrum.com
because this is from
speed
Bitchy
test.
Kitchen.
See what the speeds are and how they compare to Charter Spectrum.
Oh my gosh.
That's not for me.
That is Kelly though.
Well, yeah. I see.
They're shy. They're shy.
Was that you making the noise?
That was
Yeah, that was Michelle making that. That was so funny.
Don't you remember, Tyler? You could walk past them and start like making noises, and they would
No,
mimic
you might be
you.
going
Oh,
to the
yeah, I
next
remember.
video.
That was like my
Big
favorite.
coffee.
You go gobble gobble gobble. They would start going. It was great. I really love that
Can't
Bella
take
just
a
went
road
to the
trip to
speakers
Japan.
going, where did that come from?
Yeah, I
know. I want
Regardless of which way you go, it's a big ocean you're
You got it. You're the captain.
Yes, you need a plane, yes.
Yeah, you'd have
You're
to
getting the
fly.
hang of this, Kelly.
Yeah.
Right.
You go everywhere there?
There you go.
You can take a very fast train there.
And of course,
Yeah.
Not from here.
Not from
what the
here.
slide says.
Once you're there, they would train and go super fast.
So fast forward. I don't know. Let's pick this. Because this is me talking about compost.